Afternoon, folks. I'm Dave Canterbury with Self-Reliance Outfitters in the Pathfinder School, and we're out here in a wildlife area, and I have found a fallen aspen, and I'm in an area where there's lots and lots of these aspen that are on the ground. But this one has fallen and gotten lodged between two trees, and it's starting to rot away now and become punkwood. And punkwood is that dead wood that's very spongy. It's starting to rot, but it's not completely rotted away to dust yet. So when you squeeze it in your fingers, you'll see that it's spongy like, but it won't crumble into dust. And for a solar ember, aspen is ideal if you can find the correct punkwood, and that's what we're going to look at today, so stay with me. Alright, so I'm giving you a view from underneath here, and when I push on these pieces of wood, they're very spongy. In other words, they'll compress. But they're still fairly large pieces that can be chipped off of here, especially if I'm careful about it, or I use my knife, because I don't want to break them into real small pieces because I want a fairly large ember. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and get between a layer of this bark and just kind of feel my way in there and try to knock off a piece that's pretty good size into my hand, like this. And if I can get a couple of those, now that one there is not spongy, so it's not there yet. It's not where I want it. This one will compress, this one will not. This one still feels very much like wood. It just snaps like dead dry wood. Whereas this one will compress in my fingers. And that's exactly what I'm looking for. And I'm going to combine a couple of those together to make my ember. Alright, so this is our second prize right here, and this is the inner bark of the aspen tree, and we want to get a good pile of this stuff that we can process down. And once we've gotten a few good pulls of this off the side of this tree, we can also come back in here with our knife to get the really fine stuff, just like this. Stuff like this. But don't underestimate this tree, because even when you think you've got it all off of there, there's still a lot left you're not seeing. And that 90-degree spine will help you to collect that up for the center of your bird nest. We'll collect a bunch of this up, get us a nice big bird nest built, and then we'll get to making some fire. Alright, so I have collected a bird nest of material. I have these small pieces of spongy wood I'm going to lay right here. And now I'm going to get into my fire kit on my belt and get my magnifying glass out. And I've sat myself down in an area where I've got good hard sunlight coming between two trees here. And as long as I don't lose that, I'm going to be in pretty good shape. So what I want to do is I want to move this camera in so you guys can see what I'm doing to create this ember. Then I'll try to move it out before I blow the bird nest to flame. Okay, I think I've got this camera in about the best light I'm going to get here. Okay, I think I've got this camera in about the best light I'm going to get here. So what I'm going to do now is I've collected these few pieces here, and get the ends of them together almost like a small match. And I'm going to kind of compress them a little bit and pinch them off to create more surface area right on the end of this. And that's where I hope to create my ember. So I'll find my magnification spot here. And of course my son would go away on me right when I do this. And I'm trying to burn in the end of this punkwood so that I can use the length of it as an ember. And I'm kind of moving the magnifying glass around a little bit to get it burning well. And then as long as I keep giving it oxygen, it should not go out. So now I'm going to lay it in my bird nest and move the camera so you guys can see what's going on. All right. Okay, so the reason for this video was, I wanted to show you how to affect a fire without charred materials and without any kind of magical fungus off of trees. It can be done with certain types of punk wood as well that you can find commonly in eastern woodlands. But the softer the wood is, the better it will work. And that's why I believe aspen is the best thing in the eastern woodlands. Poplar will probably work as well as willow, but I've only worked with or tried aspen because it's very prevalent around here. There's a lot of them that are dead and down around here, and it works very, very well. I appreciate your views. I appreciate your support. I thank you for everything you do for my school, for our family, for our business, for all of our sponsors, instructors, affiliates, and friends, and I'll be back with another video as soon as I can. Thanks, guys.